pleasant rays of moonbeams for those of you who chose group number 3 and the daffodil card. This is going to be your reading. So straight off the cuff, intuitively, I know I went into some confirmations for the first two groups, but I did want to just point out, like, this is the warmest card that we had in our pile selection, our group selection. The only yellow in a sea of cool tones, essentially, the only warm color. And so there's definitely this aura of warmth that is radiating off of you. Daffodils are also known to bloom in the spring equinox, which we just had if you're watching this at time of upload. And so it also signifies things like new beginnings. So just wanted to, I felt like it was coming straight out. So I wanted to get right into that. All right, let's look at some other confirmations. I'm going to roll some astro dice. We'll roll it 3 times. Maybe the signs that come out will be confirming for your sun, your moon, your rising. Maybe for a person that you're, linked to in this next stage of your life, or someone that you're thinking of simply. So yeah, let's do it. We have Sagittarius. We have Gemini. We have Leo. I'm feeling one more. And we have Libra. All right. I'm also going to do some Scrabble tiles. This has been really fun. Things have just been happening. This is probably the most magical part of the reading. So yeah, we're just going to see what comes out, see what other messages come out. Maybe this will be something that can, confirm some things for you. Ooh, we got 2 eyes. We have S. Oh, we have 3 eyes. Whoa! We have 4 eyes. So 4 eyes could be significant. Maybe you wear glasses. I wear glasses too. So we have an O and an S. I feel like compelled to grab other letters, like more letters, because I feel like this is just a heavy synchronicity. So let's see. How many more should we do? 5? I heard someone say 3. Another O. Okay. We have an X. We have another O. That is weird. We have an A. Let's just another O. And an F. Okay. All right. Well, we have 4 I's and 4 O's. Very interesting. If is yeah. Ox. Did we say that? We have XO. We have Fox. We have Fix. You know what I'm thinking of? Oh my god, I can't even spell it. that silly ass cat. I don't have all the letters. If you know, you know. But it's the spinny cat video. Okay, I think that's all I got in terms of confirmation in letters. Take it however it resonates. That was a good one. Like I said, this was the most magical part of the reading so far. I think I'm going to incorporate this more often because it's so much fun, isn't it? All right, so we've got Daffodil. Oh, you know what? I just dropped my palm stone on the floor and I realized that for all the other groups, I did not live shuffle. I just, shuffled off camera before I started the reading, but we're going to live shuffle it for you. I don't know what it is. All right, so first we're going to look at, again, current situation. So that daffodil definitely tells us that, like there's something here about new beginnings, about new things that are shifting. Maybe you're, we've had the new year in the Gregorian calendar in January. We've had the Lunar New Year in February. And we've also now had the the wheel of the year and the spring equinox, the zodiacal new year, essentially. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background. I'm hoping you can't because my mic should be good. But we got a lot of sirens going on outside, so there also could be something. But I'm seeing this as maybe you've made some changes for the new year, and doing things that are more aligned with, like a healthier lifestyle for yourself, or incorporating new ways of movement, or just new ways of existing and being. We got two cards for you. We have unplug and we have perseverance. It's so funny because I was mentioning um, ways of moving, right? And I feel that to a certain degree that there's something here about, is that honey badger? Honey badger don't give a shit. Yes, absolutely. Um, I hope this is not distracting you. I hope that just means that you're in the right place. If you watch back to the other two groups, like I swear to God, the tone is so different. So like I really just beat at the channel, and I'm like, whatever vibes you give me, whatever vibes you give me in the channel is what I put out in the reading, and I feel like it's a surefire way to know if you're in the right place. Definitely were not as many sound bites as the other ones. Um, but yeah, there's something here about like you've been through it and you're pushing forward. You're in a place. It's interesting. I was hearing like privileged, but like not necessarily in like a oh you're so privileged, like not in a judgy sense, but like you're looking at things as like wow like I have this, what a privilege to be able to, do laundry, because that means I've got clothes to wear and I've got a space to be in. Like you're very grateful for what you have. And I feel that it's because you've come from, this place of not necessarily having or having less than others have had going into certain things. Like I'm just noticing this prosthetic leg that she has here and, thinking about like, yeah, maybe you didn't have, two legs in the way that like this person did, but you may do with what you had, and you were able to push forward and you were able to make those changes that you needed to. And in this essence, I feel that you're now blooming and you're in this place of like I've bloomed for a bit. Again, very warm vibes. With the unplug card, I do feel that you have taken time away from like, maybe just being on social media, or connecting with people as intensely as maybe you have in the past, or something to the effect of just taking intentional time away for yourself more often and really unplugging. Maybe you're someone that's not really used to doing things. The car horn. Maybe you're not used to taking a break and you've been taking more breaks, or you've been trying to incorporate more breaks. But definitely a lot of newness around you, a lot of inspiring things happening. I do want to read from the book from Daffodil just for a little bit. Let's see. Is there anything I'm missing? Apparently, the ability to do things in alphabetical order. We've got self-love, we've got comfort, yes, a love child of springtime and beautiful beyond compare. It is a hallmark of joy, happiness, and excitement, and its bloom marks a new beginning and an end to winter's chill. This card could indicate that you are going through a transformation period in life. While humans are forever evolving, you're currently in a time of self-growth, and you must reflect on yourself and learn the things that you need to change or risk staying the same. This is the time, a sign this is a sign to indulge in self care and self love, since these tools can help you reach your full potential. Absolutely. Life changing decisions, yeah, like new diets and things like that. Um, or maybe even it's not like, maybe not even a diet. Maybe you're just eating intuitively now and giving your body that space that it needs. Let's go a little bit deeper and see what your energy toward this is. I mean, I know we're kind of getting in it, but let's get a little bit more information. Let's paint the full picture. That's a lot. We've got also how we're reading on camera. I can move up a little bit. Yeah, something like that. We have fear. I don't take reversals in this, but I think it's just really funny that like fear is reversed. And then we've got wisdom. I feel like you want one more. We have power, also reversed technically, but not necessarily. So in terms of how you're dealing with, all of these things, I do feel that there is this like just vibe of being seasoned, in what you're doing, or maybe you're just older than most people that are engaging with life right now. It could be that you're on the other side of things and you're just, you've got these experiences that maybe other people your age don't have, and you come across as like being older and having more wisdom like through lived experiences. um, Again, really funny that we have fear come out in the reverse position, but also power coming out in the reverse position. I feel like a lot of this has been a cycle of things that have been presented to you to disempower you and to stop you from moving forward, or to put you in this space of like, feeling that you needed to choose fear over, this headstrong energy. But like we have the sign Aries being represented with power here. um like I'm also hearing power through. Mhm. Yeah, you're powering through, persevering. Yes, absolutely. Anything else that I'm missing here? I feel like these are all really straight to the punch. Hmm. Yeah, there's something here about like you just being very headstrong in this, and really fighting for this warmth. I feel like you've come from a place potentially that wasn't very warm, and you've maybe even, wow, we got sharks. Interesting. um yeah, are we talking to the different facets of somebody? Mm-hmm. Interesting. Curious and curious. Um, so maybe you were in a place where you've got to be a little bit sharky, um, or it put you in a place of feeling like if you were to be headstrong in this way, that essentially you would be fed to sharks. Mhm. There's also this ability to like see things as well, like with this wisdom. It's interesting because we've got, I believe this is an owl that's on here. um I could be very wrong though. Is it an owl? Let me look at the book. But owls are often linked to like psychic gifting and things like foresight or pattern recognition. Very wise indeed. Owl. This book is weird because it doesn't go by the card name, it goes in alphabetical order by the animal name. It is an owl. Yay! She did it. This card may symbolize the passing on of knowledge to another and the sharing of wisdom within a community or group. The owl may urge you to lead by example. It is the card of authoritative guidance and asks you to learn from those with more knowledge and experience than yourself. Absolutely. Deliberate carefully and make sure that you're on the right path. So in this, I do feel like you've spent a lot of time, right? You've disconnected, you've unplugged a bit, you've been focusing on self and making these changes. It's giving like new year, new you, but not in like the Instagrammable way. It's in the actual hard work, perseverance type of way. um hmm okay, I'm back. This deck, she been through it. And I cleansed everything, but I didn't cleanse her specifically, and I did use her for a client reading in between this the last group and this group. So my apologies. I think she's fine now. Are you fine now, homegirl? The cave, yes. She's like, okay, secrets. She's back. She's so back. Okay, let's try this again. So first we're going to be looking at your essence. Okay. We have the shadow. That makes sense. We said somebody's shadow was trying to come through. I think that was also your shadow. Let's see. Where are you in life? We've got the comic, and I feel like these are together. Yeah. The comic and the reverse and the creator. What tools have you been given to work with? That's for me. Okay. We have the judge and we have nectar. And okay, is that the cave and the mountain again? The cave, the mountain, the dead end. Who are you? My cards are doing a lot. This is more cards than I got for each group. And when I shuffled them, because I shuffled them off camera, um, this is not at all okay. And we have the Starborn. I don't know if it caught it on the video, Um, but if it did, you'll notice that in the beginning when I was struggling, we had the starborn and it looked like it was trying to come out because it kept ending up on the bottom. Um, so yeah, we'll take starborn here. Um, maybe eggs are significant, or this breaking through this egg, the number 3 could also be significant as well. Um, you have a purpose. You have a purpose. I'm like, I manifested that these videos would start coming across the pages of people that needed to be woken up. And I'm like, how do we wake up the feelings? Just get people to feel and to love again. And I feel like you're part of that group. You're also part of that group. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let me put my little sleeveys up. um, your essence, I feel like you really make people confront themselves in a way that maybe some of them are not ready to. It feels very much like you have this just ability, like the way that you persevere through things. It can be very like in people's faces. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I need to make sure that we were in view. But very much in people's faces, and not in like, I'm not getting this as you being aggressive. I'm getting this as just like, this is you and this is who you are and how you operate in life, and that can be intimidating to some people. um can actually be intimidating to a lot of people, and maybe that's also part of the reason why you've like you felt like you've had to unplug. Like I just can't be around other people because it's making this clutter, like an energetic clutter around your ability to continue pushing past fear and pushing forward and pressing forward. hmm I feel like you're this person that is like, you're trying to create certain things for yourself, for the collective around you. Um, and maybe you're kind of having trouble with navigating certain things. Like, I'm seeing this as like, just personal relationships. Like, it feels like this is big. Like, you're already managing a group of people. And this is like, you want it to be lighthearted, but you also want it to be fruitful, and you want it to come across as sweet, but there's an element here of, because it's been so harsh here, and because you've had to again push past this fear and power through and persevere and work with things that others may have not had, it's brought you to this place where like you're balancing, you have to balance how you engage with other people. Like, there's a judge in you, but the judge also needs to be able, wow, that was loud. I'm really just hoping and praying that like I can scrub this audio. If not, we're just gonna hear it. We're all gonna hear it, and it's gonna be time for me to invest in a new microphone. Let me see. We still cooking. We're still cooking. Hello, Helen. So where you're at, like, I feel like you're kind of like, you're all over the place. I'm like, I only got 4 cards for everybody else, but here it's like there's just so much, and it's pushing through, and it's like it's bursting at this point. Like, you have this ability to lift the people around you and to get everyone working together, and I think it just needs a little bit of polishing. What's interesting is that like we have, okay, hold on, let's talk about these two first. We have the creator and the judge in the upright. That looks incredibly phallic, and we're gonna we're just gonna put them like that for now. It's like, very serious energy, right? Like this creator, this person who is, putting things into action, but then there's also the judge, and it's like very black and white, and sometimes it doesn't really look at, the gray areas, or it may not focus very well on the light, but it also has this feeling of like it sees all. But then on the cards that we have that are reversed here, and it's the comic and the nectar, and I'm like, this is so nice. It's so nice, but also look at him. Yes, he's funny. And yes, he's trying to be funny. But what's going on behind the facade? We can see his eyes, and they're not looking very happy at all. And we've got this nectar, this beautiful nectar that, you know, it creates this vibrant aura. Here we are. We're in the middle. I found the middle. I found the middle. Um, but there's also just this feeling of like, it's just out of reach. There's a car honking. Quite a few honks, actually. And so to have these in the shadow position in this, it's interesting. I think you've gotten so used to this element, this essence of shadow and transformation and doing better, that I think that you may have inadvertently created this to be something where you're just a project that, oh, it needs working. You have to create, you have to judge, you have to move forward, you have to power through because you don't want to feel powerless. There's a lot of chaos going on in this intersection today, and it's like not very typical. I mean, like, it's a busy intersection, but I don't know, the energy today, just for all intents and purposes, we are in Wednesday, a communication day. I guess that's what it is. Everyone. It's like, you know, part of me hopes that the microphone is good quality and it's not picking it up, but also part of me hopes that like you're picking some of it up so that you can understand why it keeps stopping. It is Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. As in case you were watching this from the void of the future. So maybe this is also what's going on around you, and like you feel like, you know, I have to be in this creative bubble and I have to be able to see things black and white and, you know, this and that and good and bad, and like this energy of fun and sweetness, it's like dying to come in, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's also interesting that like we have these rainbows, but like, is it, I think he's trying to be here, but he's just, it's straight lines and sadness, and he got some sprinkles on his head. Not another beef. Um, and even here, it's like, you know, we've got these hands in the darkness, and they're reaching, right? Or they're reaching for nothing, because in these other spaces that exist in different places, they're just out of reach. And then we get here, and it's like, it's so close. It's still a hand in the darkness, and it's trying to reach for this life and beauty and delicacy, and it's just just out of touch, just out of touch. Mm-hmm. How has this shaped you in life? Woo. This has put you in a place where I think that you can really get down deep and is sucked into this vortex of nothingness and despair and shame and grief. And so I wonder if in this unplugged state, because these are affirmation cards, right? This is the soul awakening, and this is often, it comes as advice. So for us to see this as your current energy being unplugged, I wonder if you're so unplugged that this is where you're residing. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, when we look at the mountain and we look at the cave, we look at things that are, you know, personal and private. I'm hearing that better off alone. Mm-hmm. Do you think you're better off alone? I don't think so. I don't think so. You came up as the Starborn. Let's read the Starborn. And yes, this is also off of the original, whatever you want to call it, the original reading, the format, the spread that I've created. Um, but at the end of the day, this is my intuitive channel, and I can do what I want here. The Starborn. on page 67. I'm a grown ass person, and the urge to say 6-7 is, I think they put witchcraft in that. Okay. The divine child, the star child, the destined, the elusive as hell because he's in a cave in the mountains and in a dead end. Elusive as all hell. Elusive yet radiant aspect of the self, the star-born archetype points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives within each being at birth. The moment when the newborn crowns, whether vaginally or surgically, the royal stars above are said to constellate in a unique shape that maps our path in the world. The idea of destiny is controversial, yet the starborn naturally feels a sense of destination and purpose, aiming itself toward a future that is beyond mundane. When this card appears, travel back to your birth story for clues and insights. What did you desire when you were young? Practice seeing your life from a mythic point of view rather than a series of logistics. Read the story of the three fates and envision yourself born under the stars with a unique destiny. Absolutely. Oh my goodness, I love this. Yes, I knew there was a reason I was supposed to read this. Have your chart read. Study your constellated shape. Ask questions. What does the process conjure in you? Faith or mistrust? What would happen if you saw the galaxy as your ally? Absolutely. And I think that when you take this away, I mean, like, of course, there's some beliefs that believe that, beliefs that believe. There are some religious practices that would see things like this as not great. And I came from one of them. I am someone who grew up in a very strict Christian church, and all of this stuff was so heavily demonized. And, you know, can you open portals to hell and let through demons? Yeah, absolutely. And I think that we need to take that shit a little bit more seriously. But is it all bad? No. I mean, we watch the weather forecast, right? I'm gonna watch the weather because I'm trying to see, like, you know, what's going on in the sky. So if I'm looking at the stars and the stars just so happen to align in a specific way that when I look at them and I read them and I see my life and I see the direct correlation between the position of the planets and the stars and me, and is it not something as mundane as checking the weather? And that's why I called it a forecast. Anyway, I think that really getting in touch with your sense of divinity here and really being able to thrust yourself back into the throes of community, but aligned community, I think those things are going to be very beneficial to you. I feel like we're supposed to be hyping you up, and I'm like, yes, this is, you know, originally I wanted to sit here and be like, you a baddie with a fatty and, like, you know, let's go. But holy shit, bestie, the world right now. Let me hype you up like this. Let me hype you up like this. All right, we are going to move into the tarots. No, I lied. I'm sorry, y'all. My phone is going crazy today. Like, I literally, there's so many notifications coming through. But what is this? Okay. Because it's like, I am in danger. Not danger, but danger. I see. Okay. But it's a sparkle danger. So I guess we'll just, you know, gonna be all right. Also, if that's you, if that's you texting me and you're watching this group, just extra confirmation that you are in the right group. What do you mean, bestie? Sparkle danger? Oh my goodness. I'm not going to answer you right now because I'm in the middle of this reading, but I'm sending you good vibes. All right, what are we looking at? We're looking at what feminine energy needs to be nurtured in your life right now. How are we doing on time? We got 16 minutes. I have no idea, but group one got like a whole hour long reading because we had to get through the noise of other people's fucking shitty ass opinions. So, we're just gonna rock it. Oh wait, there was like also a reading up to, yeah. So maybe we're probably somewhere at the 30-minute mark if I'm calculating correctly, but also what even is time? Okay. What feminine energy needs to be nurtured? Is it that one? She was very direct. Queen Esther, the morning star. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. Do y'all know the story of Esther? So, Esther is from the Bible. That's why I know so much about her. um, oh gosh, where do we even start with her story? I mean, she was chosen for a bigger purpose. She lived this life. I mean, she was prepared essentially for the king. And she was given an opportunity to speak up. And she waited, she took some risks, and she ultimately was able to make decisions that changed the course of the kingdom she was presiding over. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. It's funny because Esther is actually who I model my glamour workings after, in terms of like preparing myself for ritual. I prepare myself in the way that Esther was prepared for the king. And, there's oils and flowers and incense and resins and all sorts of beautiful things that happen. And I think that there's also this element here of you preparing yourself for this service, not disservice, because I feel like sometimes the way my accent it's not even an accent. I mean, can you call it that? When I get in the channel, it's very transatlantic, but then a little bit of the hood slips out, a little code switching happens. And sometimes it's just sound bites and somebody else is speaking through me, so you want to get an accent. Anyway. There's something about you when you engage in this way, um, having something to prepare or to ready yourself, making it something magical, something mystical. Mm-hmm. And really, it's coming out collectively, but using your voice and spreading love and speaking from a place of love and freedom of others who cannot speak up for themselves. Let's go through the book. Ooh. Let's see. Queen Esther on page 146. Here it is. Using her brilliance and intuition, Esther came up with a plan to save her cousin and her people. Mm-hmm. Her beauty had caught the attention of the king, so when his current wife, Vashti, refused to come to him when he called, Esther seized the moment, and the king chose her to be his wife. Then Esther didn't wait for the king to call her. She prepared a large banquet and then called for him. Interesting. Once he was fully in love with her, she revealed that she was actually a Jew and that Haman had plotted to kill her people. The book of Esther, in the Hebrew scriptures, like, do we have to go through all of this? They're read aloud twice, once in the morning and in the evening during the festival of Purim, to celebrate the memory of Esther's brave actions. Her name is derived from the word meaning bright star or morning and evening star. And this is the name she grew into when she courageously trusted her intuition and used its divine timing to save herself and her people. What do I intuitively know will happen in divine timing for me? Mm-hmm. When we are in service of love, we are following the dictates of our soul. And when the ego is in service of the soul, divine timing ensues. Esther mastered this art. Even under extreme duress, she listened wisely to her soul. She became a queen by letting her love for her people inform her feminine intuitive powers. This is her imperative. Trust that everything is aligning in divine timing and trust your soul voice. There it is again. Something about the voice. Love that. So we're nurturing our intuition, we're nurturing our gut feelings and this ability to move in directions where our soul flows. And I think that's absolutely beautiful. There's also an element here of like not being afraid to lean into the side of yourself that becomes luxurious and glamorous in this way, right? We're going to move on to tarots now. We did a whole lot of confirming of your current situation and things that are your purpose and how they're aligning to your current situation as well, your essence, what it has taught you in life. So now let's get into the good stuff. And as I'm shuffling here, I'm gonna do the little that little thing. Break the fourth wall. Hi you. It's you and me now. We're not in the channel. I am actually shuffling. I would like to say if you're enjoying this reading, please give a little like, comment, subscribe if you really want. Because I really want to. I would like to get monetized at some point here. Because yeah, it's deep. It's not wide, but also like it can be deep and it can be wide, and I'm finding ways and making that happening. Is this somebody else's reading? It is somebody else's reading. You know what? Let's do it on camera. Pick a card, any card. My bet is it's going to be the High Priestess. It's not. It's the Eight of Cups, which is actually funnier because that's like just walk away. Just walk away from this shtick, bitch. We're going to give a nice little cleansing cleanse. Shout out to the Buhas too for the cleanse and protect spray. She is ready. All right, let's try that again. Give them the old razzle dazzle. I also won't be taking any reversals from this deck just because we want the messages to come through as cleanly, as neatly as possible. So Spirit, please guide me and guide my hands. There we go. Look at you. You're so nice. You're so nice. Oh my gosh. Are you a water sign? It's a little bit of fire in there. How are we doing on camera? I'm gonna stand up. Here we go. Is that good? No, we're slanted. Gross. All right. It's as good as it's gonna get. Let's get a couple more. I'm gonna stay standing for that. We do have the Page of Pentacles that wanted to come out again, so let's give her her flowers. A little bit more. What is so lovable about my group number 3s? Not my ring mic. Stop! It's the High Priestess. Remember that joke I made like 5 minutes ago? That was so good, wasn't it? On the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Wands. Okay, can I sit my booty down now? I want a place to stay. Get your booty on the foot tonight. Make my day. I want a place to stay. Get your booty on the foot tonight. Make my day. My phone is still going nuts, guys. Okay, now I'm set. Let me pick up the books from the floor because I am going to need this one. Okay. So things that are lovable about you. First off, can we just talk about like how good of a friend you are? Like you are a great friend. I truly, truly believe that like when it comes to connecting with other people, you have this great ability, which, you know, I get it. I can see why you put yourself in that cave, okay? Because bestie, these people out here, some of them, they see this and they're like, give it to me. I want it all for myself. You have this ability to ignite and inspire people in this very magical way. We got the priestess coming out, like you've got this divine knowing, this divine intuition, and I feel like a lot of people have just wanted like a piece of you, a piece of your vibe. um, there's something about knowing your limits that's also very beautiful. It's like the way that you treat your body is very like, yes, I love my body, I love myself, like why wouldn't I treat my body this way? um, we've got the page of materials or the page of pentacles. Like I see that there you have this desire to always be learning, and it's like you want more knowledge always, and you feel that this is something that like it's part of life, right? Like being a forever student. That was another car horn. Again, I have no idea if you're gonna hear them, but we'll roll with the punches. You know how to have a good time, and I think that there's like we look at the two of cups and we look at the three of cups, and there's also like these messages about like romantic feelings, and you know being in like when you're with someone, it's like you just care so much about them, and you always work to be like very reciprocal and things. That three of cups also talks about like a siblinghood, you know, like a sisterhood or a brotherhood, or you know just like a close knit friend group, so to speak. Like there's just you know people come to you because they want to feel happy, and I get where you got it. Like I'm getting this is some other message. Are we all just out here protecting our peace so hard that we forgot how to be family and community? Yup, I think so. Um, you're a great person, and I feel like there was a lot of things that you had to do in terms of like healing and really like going into the depths to really bring yourself into this energy here, and to like not be affected by anybody's bullshit, you know, and to like know when to rest and to know when to pamper yourself. Isn't it crazy? Like this is definitely Esther vibes. Yes. Take a nice bath with some flower petals. Thank me later. But get food grade, because some of the like the store bought ones, you can't be putting store bought rose petals in your bath because they be having pesticides on them. Don't do that. Treat your body nice. Um, you also like there's just so much coming through about like community and bringing people together and being in a place of celebration. It's so funny though because it's like you have this great ability, and then what's underneath that? The hermit, back in the mountains, back in the cave, back in the dead end. Don't allow yourself to sink into this darkness because you're so convinced that the light only exists within you, or that people around you only want to steal your light. I think that this message here is about like, wow, you are such a great person, and you are so nice to be around, and to just, you know, for people to exist around you. I feel like there's also something about energetically when you align with things, like you just get into these situations. Like I don't know, like you'll be out and it's like, oh my god, can you believe that like XYZ happened while we were out? And it's like, no, absolutely not. I would never have guessed that like we saw a man riding a unicycle and we followed him, and we found this underground thrift shop and marketplace that nobody really knows about. Like, you know, I don't know, that was really specific. That was really specific. Okay, let's get some more letter tiles and see if there's anything else that comes through here. Oh my god. Y'all, I'm gonna need to figure something out in terms of tripod. Because I have this tripod now. Not another um I have another tripod. I mean, I have a tripod again, like an actual one, and I'm not like stacking empty decks of cards on them, on themselves to make myself a thing. But like now, I'm just like, it's very boopable. It's a T. OT, so overtime could be significant, or working overtime. Not another I. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to get from the bottom of the bag too. We have an R. We have a G. Oh, we have grit. Yeah. So like, you know, that energy from the beginning of like being in a place of like having to persevere, you know, like having that grit. We have A. Oats. Maybe you're eating more oats, or maybe that's something that's part of your diet. We have or Gita. If you know, you know. Maybe you're doing some sort of boating. Oars. Soar. Yeah, like sore, but also sore, like ouch. I mean, and I would definitely see that with the Five of Cups. Agita. Maybe somebody's Italian. Ah. I'm not really doing names, right? Are we? We've got Ren. Hey, like Ren Moon. I was gonna do something here. What was I gonna do? Um Rose. Nose. Ah. Norse. Set. Roast. Gin. N. Age. Again. A game. Games. Ooh. I'm really good at this, so I'm I can keep going. We're gonna leave it here. We also have two A's. We have that we had all those multiples earlier, so you know maybe seeing like signs and synchronicities and like certain letters or repeating letters or even repeating numbers, you know, could be something that's significant here for you. But again, this is just a little fun for a little extra confirmation. Plus, it makes my brain feel nice. I hope you enjoy it too. All right, we're going to swipe these away. And we are, what's the next part of this reading? It's a advice, yes? Hyped advice. We are going to switch over. Oh, you know what? Which card? I didn't even read from the book. We should read from the priestess. We'll read from the priestess. Yeah. The Five of Cups and the Four of Swords. Let's do them in the order that they are on the table though. So for the Four of Swords, this one is one of my favorite decks. Also, can you guys believe like she replied to my comment yesterday and I have not been able to get over it because I'm like in the middle of recording these and like a reel of hers popped up on my feed on Instagram, and I was like, oh my god, I love the muse. And she replied to my comment, guys. I'm just like, I'm so happy. Anyway, this is my favorite because they have little poems attached to every card. So, Four of Swords. Is it nice and framed? Rest, sweet creator, you're on the edge. It's time to pause and slow. Reflect and wait, initiate, suspend, and life will grow. Love that. Yes. And like you're getting there, you know, like you're in that space where I think that you're like slowly starting to let your guard down. Yeah. Stolen life force is the prompt for the Five of Emotions. That's crazy. Processing sadness. And so remember, like, this is you have so much going for you. You are so incredibly lovable, and it is to the point where people have literally been trying to steal your life force. And like that's also another thing that's coming across in the collective. But like, you know, I got some theories on why that's happening. Anyway, poem here. I fear so much the love I feel. I feel so much it blocks. For sadness, joy, and love too real are locked inside a box. Processing is a process. So feel into the feelings so that you may heal. I think there's this element here of like, you know, you kind of unplug and you steal away to the mountain, to the cave, to this dead end of darkness, and you reflect and you find a way to make yourself the bad guy altogether. And then you come in and you intellectualize it and you try to do better the next round. But I think that you're really meant to be feeling through a lot of what's happening here. And also, you know, like you, yes, you are holding other people accountable, but I think that that's not entirely healthy for this next stage of life that you're being called to. And as the ocean, you can hear our eyes not mired by your fear, and we connect past veiled veneer and truthful Delphic crystal gear. Absolutely. She asks you to open up to her secrets. And as metaphor and message spill forth in strange tongues, you must trust your intuition to translate. Your instincts are a powerful guidance system. And the priestess reminds you that working with the subtle energies of the spirit will bring you unshrouded truth, prophetic truth, even. Keep your inner voice open to inner listening. Telling y'all something's coming. Been telling y'all something's coming. Okay. Let's get hyped advice for you. How we doing on time? 37 minutes. Let's go. Here, let me put this back over here so I can know where the edge of the frame is. Oh my god, did I shove it over to the side? That's how you know the reading is so real. There's so much energy. The freaking camera shifts. All right, let's do it. Let me just sit a little bit closer. The problem is I can't sit close enough. And my hands are already small for the cards. Let me just, here we go. Maybe like this, so I can just get a good handle on everything. I feel like my hands are so used to doing this, and because I've been sitting farther away, it's just not coming out the way that I want it to. I feel like a T-Rex. If you guys don't know, I am incredibly short. I am a short human being. Fill your cup with sacred giggles. Yes, absolutely. We're going to get 8 of these. Integrate your knowing. That is also another card that came out in the earlier groups. Find your sacred flow. The way they're popping out, if another one pops out from group number 1, okay. It did, by the way. It did. Follow through. Change maker, make waves. Cozy up with risk, raw intention, success and transformation, and just for shits and giggles, we have creator water. Yes, everybody's being called back to the elements, and I love that as a synchronicity in this reading. So fill your cup with sacred giggles. Yes, you gotta laugh more. Remember we had the comic? Remember that? Is he in here? Hold on. Where's the comic? No, I done shuffled him in all the way in here. If he doesn't come out in 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he didn't. Anyway, remember how sad that comic looked behind the. Oh, my phone's like, hey, I'm gonna die soon. Yeah, that comic looked like he wasn't actually having a good time. He had a cat mask on, like of all masks, and he looked like a very sad person back there. So fill your cup with sacred giggles. I feel like there's something here about like giving yourself more opportunities to laugh. Maybe laugh at yourself. Maybe just laugh. I mean, I hate to say it, but you know, with the way that the world is, we have to have a certain degree of dark humor in order to kind of cope with the terrible things that are happening. Obviously, we have to stick up for others who cannot stick up for themselves, because we also, like, you know, it's the whole swim down thing. Swim down, swim down, swim down. Integrate your knowing, find your sacred flow, follow through. Like, these literally just feel like steps, so maybe write them down. you're meant to bring about this change, and you're meant to bring about this transformation, and you are in a period of transformation. I do feel like you're already maybe like not fully in transformation, or like maybe you're most of the way to new beginnings, and there's still like, I don't know, maybe like the head is fixed but the tail needs adjusting. um I know that, like, you're meant to lead by example as well. um but I think that, like, there's an element here of like changing the way you lead, right? Because we did get those messages earlier about, like, maybe you're a manager, or you're, in charge of other people, and you're trying to find ways to kind of, like, I don't know, maybe your employees are freaking out about some of the things that are happening in the world right now, and it's up to you to keep them, like, calm. But also you're maybe realizing that, like, there's not really much ways to keep people calm anymore, um because this is real, right? Raw intention. I want to read from the book from Raw Intention, because I feel like there's something in here that we're not seeing. I also love that it's the number 22, master number. Okay. What are your wild and unkempt intentions calling into your life? What needs to be heard? Ugh. What needs to be heard? And can you work with them mindfully to build the life of your dreams? One way of channeling raw intentions is to do a little automatic writing. Ask your universe, or ask your question to the universe, and sit with an open mind, a blank page, and a curious heart. Allow messages from the unconscious mind to flow onto your page. Just write or doodle and shift. Yes, absolutely. Um, yes, if you notice any unwanted emotions like anger, sadness, fear, guilt, simply be with them, hear them, notice them, and ask them why they are present. And they will likely point to a much deeper need that sounds something like, I am seen, I am loved, I am accepted, I am safe. And remind yourself that you are all of these things, and draw your power from there. Yeah, I feel like you've been put in a position where you've been given great responsibility, and with that comes a very specific obligation. So, let's look at water too. There's something here about engaging in. Now, this is where we get a little bit controversial with some of this in terms of like beliefs and things like that. But um, I think that you should be doing ritual in water. I think you should be engaging in magic with water in one way or another, whether you're lighting candles within water, whether you're, I'm going to say lighting candles. Okay, please practice fire safety. Don't tell them the crazy tarot lady told you to put a candle in the water, because that's not what I told you. Like, do your own research and find your own ways. Maybe you're sitting in the tub, or maybe you're manifesting as you're in the shower and washing off negativity from yourself, or just allowing things to build and brew. And maybe, you make a magic soup in the tub and you sit in it, and you imagine that this magic soup in the tub is going to bring you money and luck. And the more you sit and stew in it like a piece of meat amongst the potatoes, the energy of this magic soup will enter you and your body. Like, spicy psychology. So anyway, creator water. um, let's see what they recommend in the book. Yeah, dive into water. Just existing in a body of water. Yeah, immerse yourself in water. Take a ritual bath. Anoint your third eye with some fresh water. Feel it opening up a little bit more. Dip your hands in a bowl of water. Cleanse them from any energy that is holding you back. This is basically everything I just said. And when you are done, have a tall glass of intuition and healing, and wait for you to start working. Wait for it to start working from within. That's the other thing too. Maybe you're taking water, and maybe you're labeling your water, and you put, like, I don't know, my favorite, which I haven't done in a long time, and it's funny that I'm remembering it now because I'm going to start doing it again. I will literally, like, take my water and I will just, like, write on it, like, rich bitch juice. Or, just something. And so, yeah, I think you getting in touch with water is going to help you significantly. And it's funny that I'm mentioning all of this, and the very last part of the reading is the message. Actually, oh, this is so great. I'm getting up, but you don't know that I'm getting up because I'm mic'd up right now. Let's grab from the shelf here. We've got the Ocean Dreams Mystic Oracle deck. Oh, I'm so sorry. I keep knocking shit over. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. I absolutely love this deck. It is one of my favorites. And we're going to close you out with a message here from the ocean spirits. Pearls of Wisdom. I love that because you had wisdom come up as one of your first cards. Right? Yes. Pearls of Wisdom. We also have Ocean Cradle. I think we're going to take Ocean Cradle as well. No regrets, just in case you wanted to see that. We'll cut it there, but no regrets. Okay. So Pearls of Wisdom. These cards are so beautiful. They're really my favorite. Oh my god, my nails. Stop. She's giving aesthetic. Yes. Okay. Pearls of Wisdom. And you know what? Since we're here and I'm still standing up, Ocean Cradle. Yes. Can you see there's like a person in here? And they're, ooh, being cradled by the ocean. There's a rainbow coming through, some coral reef aspects in the bottom. And there's also, can you see the face? Love. All right. I'm also going to read from the book from these because one, I am tapped when it comes to intuition and reading. But also, I don't really know these decks that well in terms of like specifics around. Okay, here we go. We've got choosing thoughts, mindfulness, believing is seeing, confidence. I am more than my thoughts. We may not always, however, be consciously aware of how our beliefs shape us over time. And I think that's why it was important for us to look at how life has shaped you. When feelings of self doubt or inner judgment sneak into our thoughts, we may latch onto these as a way of working them out, like a problem to solve. We can choose to ruminate on these feelings, even though we know they aren't healthy or productive, or we can look at them with compassion and say, not today. How can I be more gentle with my thoughts? Absolutely. We may find that we often end up taking these same mental routes if we aren't able to see them for what they are. So take a moment to think about how you are investing your thoughts. Can we perhaps show them a bit more love and support? If you find that you are able to identify which thoughts are welcomed and which are not, then that's a great way to begin building new mental routes toward enforcing your strength. Absolutely. A lot of times we feel that we are supposed to just, think good things or push out the noise or, like just, I don't know, just accept in certain aspects. And that's not necessarily true. Like we are humans and we need to, give it voice, give it thought, and also then let it pass through us. Because if not, you're going to make yourself sick. And you can't be out here making yourself sick. You have to make sure you take care of yourself. Because there's only one you. Look at that, no regrets. Ocean Cradle. Creative spark, the subconscious realm tapping into unlimited potential. My dreams are the touchstone for my creativity. I am held and supported by my natural flow of inspiration. From this place of comfort, we can invent, design, and form without expectation. We may experience a deep calm and nourishing that holds us in place, regardless of where our subconscious may travel to regardless of where our subconscious may travel to throughout the creative process. What creative dreams want my attention? Yes, there's magic in doing what you love. Mm-hmm. With time, your small moves will eventually form a clear, defined path as you are headed into the right direction. Let your inspiration and drive sustain all the hard work that you pour into this goal. Yeah. So, like, sometimes we do this thing where if we have grown up in chaos, right, we'll just automatically, like, something happens and our brain beelines to like, nope, this is chaos, this is madness, something's happening, something's coming, there needs to be preparation or xyz for this. And really this challenges you to recreate some of those neural pathways in your brain so that this way you can have new thoughts around, like instead of, oh my God, everyone's out to get me, no, everyone's out to help me, right? And if you're out to help everybody else, then now you're just inserting yourself into that cradle, right, of being safe and protected and held and feeling and doing and existing and allowing. Anyway, I could go on and on and on. Maybe you should book a reading. That's also a thing you can do, guys. I probably should mention that a little bit more often. I am available for bookings. I will be getting a website and like virtual booking up soon. So I don't know, maybe we'll just wait for that. But that is the message that I've received for you today. Thank you so much for sitting with me and listening to me. Know that you are loved. You are loved and you are so worthy of love. So be well, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.